Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Em and my books are everywhere. Today I'm going to be doing the Cozy book tag. I got this tag from Fiona at Reads and Eats, and I'll link her channel below. This is a quick little tag all about being cozy in fall. So let's get started. Number 1. What book always reminds you of fall? Anne of Green Gables by Lucy Maud Montgomery. It's one of my favorite books and it has just such wonderful descriptions in it. It reminds me of fall mostly because of the quote about being glad that she lives in a world where there's Octobers, but also because a lot of it centers around her school experience when she's in school, and then as the books progress, she becomes a teacher and stuff like that. So it always reminds me of school, and school reminds me of fall, so I'm going to say that. But also specifically Halloween Party, and I read this every year by Agatha Christie, and this is a mystery, takes place around the 50s, and there's a murder. Hercule Poirot investigates. It has one of my favorite Agatha Christie characters of all time, Ariadne Oliver. I love her, and I don't know exactly the count of how many books she's in. I think maybe 6 or 7, but this is one of them. She plays a big part in this one, and I do read this book every October. I love all of the Halloween vibes that are in it from Christie's point of view, and yeah, it's just a great mystery. Question number 2. What is your favorite autumnal book cover? I don't really have a favorite that I could think of offhand, but I did get this book this year, and this is Autumn Chills by Agatha Christie, and it's a collection of a novella and some short stories. And look at that, isn't that so good? The colors and the copper foiling on the cover. I don't know if you can see that it's got foiling on the trees and on the title there and some of the leaves. I just think that's great. I love it. What I love about fall the most are the fall colors. They're my favorite colors in my clothing, in my decor, and so of course I love it when nature decorates the world in fall colors. Question number 3 is, what is your favorite autumnal drink to read with? I love a spiced apple cider. That is my favorite. I love the little packets from Alpine, but I also love to make my own with a little twist. I take some apple cider and some either pineapple juice or orange juice, usually pineapple juice, and put it in a crock pot with some mulling spices, some slices of oranges, and some dried fruit like dried apricots and such. Put it all in the crock pot and just let it simmer away. I love it. I love to make that throughout fall, but especially for family holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas and even Halloween. One of the favorite houses of my nieces and nephews to trick or treat at is the apple cider house, and they call it that because the family that lives there has their garage open and they have a big old crock pot of spiced cider, and they give you little cups of the apple cider and to the adults as well that are walking by. So it's also one of my favorite houses to take the kids trick-or-treating because of that. Question number 4. Do you prefer to read late at night or early in the morning? So I get up early so that I could get to work early so that I could get home, because I love being at home. And then once I'm home, depending on how early I got up, then I might get tired early and want to go to bed early. But usually I get like a second wind when I'm at home. So I'm going to say that late at night is when I prefer to read. It's probably I more often read late at night than I do early in the morning. Number 5, Halloween is coming. What is your favorite spooky read? I am not a spooky reader. Halloween Party, it's not really spooky, but I would consider that my favorite spooky read, and again, that's by Agatha Christie. Agatha Christie does have a book that is spookier called The Pale Horse, And so if I really wanted a spooky read, that's probably what I would go to. I have been reading Jamie Jo Wright for the first time. I'm reading the Lost Boys of Barlow Theater, and it's kind of spooky, but it's really good. I don't find it too spooky for me. And also, we just read for my virtual book club, The Ghost and Mrs. Muir by Krista Davis. And I think that's book 2 in the Paws and Claws mystery. And that was my 4th time reading it. I love that series. That has some spooky vibes. And you find out, you know, who is causing all the mischief in the town of Wagtail. I love that series and I highly recommend it. The Ghost and Mrs. Muir is the one that I recently read, and it takes place during Halloween. Guys, this is my cat Humphrey. You guys have probably seen him in other videos. He just likes to get into everything. And this is a new spot for me to sit, so of course he has to come and check everything out. Question number 6. What is the ultimate comfort read for you? So for me, I've mentioned this book before, The Secret of Chimneys. I love this book. It's by Agatha Christie. It's not really, I don't think it takes place in fall. I don't remember what time of year it takes place in. That's not what makes it a comfort read for me, is that I'm very familiar with this story. It's an old friend. And so, yeah, whenever I'm feeling sick, this is the book that I want. If I can't sleep at night, this is the book that I pull up. I love the audio that's narrated by Hugh Fraser. That I own that audio, and I put it on and I could be asleep in 5 minutes because it just lulls me. Because I know the story so well, I don't feel like I'm missing anything out by falling asleep, and just that's enough to like quiet my mind and let me go to sleep. And same thing when I have a cold and I just want to be cuddled up in bed, I can listen to the audiobook, or I can get the physical book out and read that, and it is just comfortable, and I don't mind falling asleep if I fall asleep because I do know that story so well. Question number 7. What is your favorite autumnal reading snack? I don't know that I have a favorite snack. I know. I love cheese, and cheese and crackers is usually what I would pick, but also my mom makes a cheese ball, and I make it now. That's cheese, cream cheese, what's Velveeta cheese, cream cheese, and then the inside is roasted green chilies and chopped olives, and then you put walnuts, chopped walnuts on the outside. I love that cheese ball, and so I'm going to say that cheese ball with crackers is my favorite autumnal reading snack. Question number 8. What is your favorite autumnal candle to burn whilst reading? So let me get that. This is a candle. It's almost gone. I got it last year. And this is Heirloom Pumpkin. It's pumpkin and brown butter. And this is from Hallmark. They have seasonal candles. And this one, like I said, I got last year. And I've been burning it. It's down to the end. But anything that's pumpkin, apple, and then some type of spice, cinnamon, anything like that, I love to burn that during the fall. And I have a big selection of candles and wax melts and stuff that are in the pumpkin apple spiced smells. Guys, look, this is my Anne Shirley doll. She's a peg doll, isn't she cute? Number 9 is, when you're not reading, what is your favorite autumnal activity? I love to bake, so I would say that. And then also I love puzzles, and especially the fall and winter. Doing a jigsaw puzzle, it's great. I got myself a puzzle table earlier this year that will hold a 1,000 piece puzzle, and it has drawers where you can keep the puzzle pieces in, you know, that you're going to be working with, and it has a plastic cover that lays right on top of the puzzle when you're not working on it, which is awesome because then my cats won't steal the puzzle pieces. So that doing puzzles, I love it in the fall, and now I'm able to do it here at home and don't have to sneak over to my cousin's house to work puzzles over there so that my cats don't scatter the pieces. And baking, of course, I love to bake cookies. Amish friendship bread, I love to do that too. That reminds me, I need to do a starter today so that I can have that ready for my autumn baking. And then number 10 is what is on your autumn reading list. So I didn't finish everything that I wanted to read in October, so I'm definitely finishing that stuff up. The Lost Boys of Barlow Theater by Jamie Jo Wright, I'm almost done with that. So I'm gonna, if I don't finish that in the next couple of days before October ends, then that's gonna be moving on to November. I also want to read The English Breakfast Murder by Laura Childs. This is the book that I'm on for the, it is a Tea Shop Mystery Series. So I just finished the book before this in September, and I didn't get to this one in October like I wanted to, so this will be moving on to my November TBR. And also The Letter Tree I wanted to get to and I haven't gotten to, and this is by Rachel Fordham, so I'm eager to read this. And also by Rachel Fordham is Beyond Ivy Walls, which also I was hoping to get to in October. Do you see a theme here? And I didn't, so this is moving on to November. And Little House in the Big Woods, that was another October TBR book that I didn't get to, and I still want to start this series again. It's a reread. I read it when I was younger, but I want to read it now, and this is the one I'm going to start with, and so hopefully November I will get to that one. And then you guys know that I love a subscription, and I subscribe to the Annie's Attic Mysteries, and this is the second book in that subscription, Metals in the Attic, and this one is by Kathy Elliott. So I'm excited to get to this one too. This one was not on my October TBR, so I'm hopeful that I could get to it in November. And then the next book in that series came, and this is the photo album, and this one is by Marlene Chase. So I'd like to get to this one too because I have another book that will be coming in November, and I don't want to get too behind on that series. And also by Jamie Jo Wright, when I finish The Lost Boys of the Barlow Theater, I want to start Spectres in the Glass House. And this book, I know Celestria has been reading it, and Stormy just recently read it, so I'm eager to read it too. I love this cover. It's just gorgeous. Look at that. So good. So I definitely want to read that one in the fall. And For a Lifetime, I started because Across the Ages is coming on November 4th or 5th is when it releases, and I definitely want to read that. So I'm only a couple of chapters into this one, so I do need to get going on this, make some progress, and hope, yeah. Oh, you guys, so many books that I want to read and never enough time. And then finally, The Wager. This is my in-person book club will be reading this book in November. So this is one that I need to read by the third Wednesday, so I'll need to get going on that. All those books, it doesn't seem like many when I consider how many books I read in a month. I can easily read between 14 and 25 books in a month, but it seems like October, I like barely got to 11 or 12, and November already I have this whole stack here of books that I want to read. And I don't want to feel under pressure in November. November, Thanksgiving, it's one of my favorite times of year. When I was little, Thanksgiving was always a slow holiday for me because I didn't have any responsibilities as far as getting the food ready and stuff like that. I was just a kid. So I would take a book and I would climb the apricot tree in the backyard, settle myself in there and read my book, and it was just great. And I'd come down from the tree to get some snacks, then I'd go back up, read my book some more. And it was just great. And the morning was foggy, and so I felt like just in my own little world up in that apricot tree. It was great. And you know, just all the memories around Thanksgiving and family and great food. I love it. And I don't want November to be a pressured month for me to read. I really want to enjoy what I'm reading. So I've decided that November for me is going to be SLOW-VEMBER. And that means that I am going to take my time with my reading. And if I only read 2 books, then that's all I read, as long as I enjoyed reading them. I do want to participate in some of the readathons and things that are going on, but unless one of the books that I'm already planning to read fits any of the prompts for the readathon, I'm not going to make any special effort to try to find books to fit prompts. Yeah, so that's SLOW-VEMBER for me. And I already have here a pile of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books. So I think that's a good amount to start with. And if I get through them and get through more books, excellent. But if I don't finish this pile, at least they're books that I want to read, and I will have made progress in them. Thank you guys for joining me on this video. Please comment below how your fall is looking as far as reading. Are you going to be taking time in November to slow down your reading and really enjoy it? Or are you going to be hustling through a lot of readathons? I'd love to know what you're planning. Yeah, please comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on any of these books that I talked about today. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.